Welcome to this video about Sitecore and our shared journey to SaaS. In this video, we're going to talk to you about our journey to SaaS, what it means for our ecosystem, for our customers, both new and existing. We've been talking about SaaS for a long time at Sitecore, a few years now, going back with the initial acquisitions of Stylabs, which was our first SaaS product, which became Content Hub. Back in late 2019, we also released our first SaaS service with Sitecore AI. Then later on this year, we released the first end-to-end SaaS content solution, powered by Content Hub, delivered with Sitecore Experience Edge. And now with our latest acquisitions of Boxever, 451 and Moosend, we're making some good speed on that SaaS journey. So today we want to talk to you about what are all these new options and how do they work together and how does our journey look. In this video, I'll be presenting with Rob Earlam. Rob has been with Sitecore for over 5 years and he is Senior Evangelist based in Melbourne, Australia. Expert in multiple things, DevOps, commerce, and a lot more. Myself, I'm Pieter Brinkman. I run Global Technical Marketing and I've been with Sitecore for a bit more than 10 years. And to me, that 10 years has been a very exciting time, right? We're all part of this DXP space. And it's an amazing journey where both the industry and the technology space continuously keeps evolving and evolving. Today, Rob and I will talk a bit about this evolution and what does this mean for you as an employee or as a developer or as an existing customer and a new customer. We've been talking about SaaS a long time, and there's a reason why we're building and why we're going this way. If you follow the DXP space and the web space where we're part of in the web industry, you see that the industry is slowly moving away from a platform DXP. They're moving towards a composable DXP. What's the difference between a platform DXP and a composable DXP? If we start off with a traditional DXP, then we see an approach where everything is tightly connected to each other. It's one single architecture. Inside, of course, there might be microservices or many different parts that do specific tasks, but at the end, they're not standalone product. They cannot work without all the other pieces. They're all grown together to make one big platform. As a customer with this approach, you buy the full marketing stack from one digital marketing vendor, bundled together. Everything that you need in one go. And this is how Sitecore XP work and all their platform vendors work today. It's all about that simplicity of having all the features together, which attracts loads of customers. But it also moves people away, right, with the complexity of hosting and the lack of flexibility. On the other side, then, we have that composable DXP. And here, each of these DXP features that a customer requires are individual standalone products, so they can work on their own. The customer then builds basically their own DXP, integrating each of these different best-of-breed solutions and applications. Some of these different DXP components might be from one vendor, but typically what we see in this approach is that a customer is choosing multiple products from multiple vendors. The Composable DXP has multiple content sources to start with. So this could be your headless CMS, your headless commerce solution, internal systems that they have exposed with APIs, or any other system like a CRM where you have content in. Then we have the content mesh. And in the content mesh, this is where the customer basically built their DXP, combining multiple content sources together with best-of-breed cloud solutions, again from one or multiple vendors. Composing the multiple sources and the vendors to achieve a DXP that has the feature sets that the customer needs to drive success for the company. So in this API first architecture, you can build this composable DXP with any technology that you prefer. This could be, for example, the Next.js, Vue, Angular, .NET Core. But again, these are just examples. You could use any technology. It's all about technology freedom. Then when you have your composable DXP ready for deployment, you can deploy it to your favorite hosting. This could be Vercel, Azure. Again, it's all about freedom of choice. So why do people want a composable DXP? What are the advantages? So if we look at a composable DXP, it provides the perfect balance between ease of use for the business at one side with best-of-breed applications and technology flexibility on the other side. It provides fast time to value. The API first implementation leads to increased implementation time and deployments. You only at the end implement the best of breed solutions and products that cover the features that you need to solve business problems that you have today. It's all about what that customer needs, right? Again, what they need today, not what the full platform provides. Not having that full platform DXP provides agility to quickly adjust to changing requirements, which could be industry trends or world-changing events like the current pandemic. While building out your Composable DXP, you don't need to replace your full marketing stack. You don't need to start from scratch. You can use existing marketing stack and content sources. Bringing a fully tailored solution for a customer using that unique combination of the content sources and the cloud solutions, applications, technology, programming language, and hosting options. Every customer solution is unique. All built again with your favorite technologies and program language of your choice. It's all about that complete freedom of technology. So as Sitecore, we see DXP to consist out of three main pillars. It is content, experience, and then we have commerce. So now you can host your DXP in your cloud if you want to host Sitecore yourself or with one of our partners. So this is great for any organization that has a close relationship with a partnership or has specific hosting and security requirements. If you want Sitecore to host your DXP solution, you can use our managed cloud solution. This is a great fit for organizations who want to host everything themselves, but they want Sitecore to own that, allowing us to provide a Sitecore additional value like disaster recovery and monitoring. And then there's also as a service, where Sitecore takes care of the full tech stack. This is great for any organization who don't really want to care about hosting or anything. They want a simple service level agreement that underpins full service. No IT, no hosting, no scaling concern, and crucial, one of the big benefits, no upgrades. So in your cloud and our cloud, we have our platform DXP. And our platform DXP provides that rich feature set that we all know that will help many businesses to be successful. And we'll keep improving that platform, right? Making it more fast, make it more efficient to run, just to make it the best platform DXP in the industry. If we look at that, of course, in the content pillar, for Platform DXP, we have Experience Management. For Experience, we have Experience Platform. For Commerce, we have Experience Commerce. And then if we look for as a service, we have our Composable DXP, providing those best-of-breed capabilities in each of the three pillars. The SaaS solution, again, will be fully modular, allowing customers to compose their own DXP. So every product in this Composable DXP will be a standalone product that you can combine with solutions from either us, what we prefer as Sitecore, of course, or other vendors, or your existing marketing stack. So in the content pillar, we'll provide hybrid CMS, digital asset management, content operation tools, which include MRM and CMP. And then the experience pillar will provide solutions for customer data platform, omnichannel personalization, and marketing automation. And then in the commerce pillar, we'll provide solutions for personalized shopping, storefront and marketplace, and also order management. So Sitecore has always been strong in the content management space, and will keep innovating and improving on those solutions. With the recent acquisition of Boxever, 451, and Musent, we're extending our solutions in the experience and in the commerce pillars. So in the previous slide, we talked about content, experience, and commerce. So now if we look at a DXP solution and we compare that with a truck. So you could buy one of our content products, let's say XM, either standalone or with Content Hub behind it. Now what happens if you want to add experience to it? The truck needs to back up, pick up the XP trailer, and drive back on. Now what happens if you want to add commerce to it? Again, the truck needs to back up, pick it up, and drive forward. So what you see here is same as with the platform DXP, that every product layers on top of each other. You cannot have XP or XC on your own. You need the components before them. Same as a truck. A trailer alone will not drive anywhere. You need the full truck to go somewhere and all the parts before it. So the truck, similar then as a platform DXP, comes with overhead. For example, there's all kinds of parts that need maintenance from experts, like the engine. The same for a platform DXP, where you need hosting experts and Sitecore experts to keep the solution going. Also, there's a driver driving this truck, which you can compare to headcount or people that work at IT teams to deliver your platform DXP solutions. The platform DXP of course comes with great value, the same thing as a truck. When it arrives at destination, it's fully loaded with loads of features. But you need to plan this route carefully, as it's really hard to move away from a route with such a big truck. So how does this then compare to a Composable DXP? Well, instead of a truck, we could think about Lego bricks. If you want to do content, we have options for you to choose from. The same for experience, and the same for commerce. The key difference here for Composable DXP is that each brick is a product that will work on its own. It's individual purchasable, and however, the real power comes when you start combining and building with these bricks. And you're not even limited only to the Lego bricks that Sitecore provides. It's a universal system. You can combine the Lego bricks across any API-first vendor in the industry. So let's take a look at our customers then. What would this mean where we're heading now for new customers? As always, we need to start with clarifying that it really depends on the requirements of the customer. There is no silver bullet. Every customer case is different and should be evaluated per case. So we want to provide you with a starting point. So we define two clear solutions that hopefully guide you towards a decision. If a customer wants an integrated or headless web experience built of the concept of pages, layout, item modeling, including the ability to leverage pre-built controls tightly coupled with personalization rules, and they want to make sure that they keep that what you see is what you get web content management features, then in this scenario, you would choose Sitecore XP. XP will provide that complete digital marketing tool with that holistic view of the customer, machine learning insights, and also personalization in real time using that rule engine, while still maintaining that what you see is what you get capability and editing options for both content, layout, and images. Now, what if a customer wants a solution to deliver headless experience to any channel, combining best-of-breed marketing stack to deliver the tailored customer-centric solution? They want freedom from specific vendor SDKs and the ability to develop towards each channel in a language and technology of choice. In this scenario, you would go for the Composable DXP. So Sitecore's Composable DXP will form the backbone for their either digital content, experience, or commerce, or the combination of it, allowing them to deliver a headless experience to any channel, combining best-of-breed marketing stack across the industry. So what about our existing customers then? Of course, everything that we're showing here is great for a new customer who haven't invested in Sitecore products already. But there's also options available and opportunities here for our existing customers. The existing platforms are continued to be invested in. The Composable DXP products provide new technology and freedom and new hosting options. But if a customer chooses a traditional DXP, there was a reason why they chose this DXP. And it's still a valid reason. If they drive value from XP or XM or XC, they should continue driving that value. But you might want to expand with new features from our SaaS solutions. So let's quickly look at our current products. Let's say that you are a customer on Experience Manager and you're utilizing that full web content management feature set to drive all your web content management needs. You might want to look things at Content Hub and BoxEver to start things and exposing your DXP. For example, do you want to add personalization? You can do that with BoxEver. Do you want to start sending out emails? This is where MoveSend can help. Do you want to host without the burdens of a content delivery service? You can use Edge for XM. Do you want to increase digital asset management? Sitecore DAM. Do you want to help marketing to efficiently and execute on a content strategy? CMP and MRM. And then do you want to add e-commerce? And this is where Order Cloud can help. So all these current customers can benefit of these features. The same for Experience Platform. You could build a campaign site using XM features and scale that globally easy with Edge for XM. You can enhance your media library or use the features that a DAM provides with Sitecore DAM. And again, content operations to drive content strategy. If we look at commerce, similar thing. You can add digital asset management. Do you want to have marketing-friendly tools for product catalog management, PCM? And again, content operations, which will also work around PCM. So now I want to spend a few minutes, talking about a potential journey to the Composable DXP. So we're going to start off with a Sitecore XM customer today. and how they begin to leverage additional technology that we now provide. So here you see an overview of that image, right? So the bottom row is basically what the customer requirements are at this point. So they want a corporate website with web content management features. So they built this based on Sitecore XM as their web content management platform. Hosted in managed cloud, they use the features of XM as page creation with what you see is what you get editing, content modeling, content creation, workflow, media management. Basically the XM feature set. They publish this to XM, and Experience Edge provide that SaaS delivery layer, removing the complexity of scaling and the delivery service. On top of that, build a website using our headless SDK, which pulls the content and layout data directly from Sitecore Experience Edge. So now the customer wants to add personalization, tracking, and testing to their website. And this is where Boxever comes in play. Boxever is a customer data platform that not only provides personalization options, but also data management, providing historic and live customer data with provided information in real time. It provides decisioning with things like next best action based on both live customer data and business context. It includes data-driven experimentation for customers to test features and optimize their solutions. So the media layer worked really well, right? But now they want to improve their media management. So they wanted a DAM solution that can integrate with other marketing technologies using the web content management system. They also wanted to provide better tools for collaboration between the different teams that they have. Also, the DAM solution will provide that single source of truth for all their media assets to ensure both brand consistency and brand integrity across all different channels. So not only focusing on web, but also on offline channels like print and advertising. In Sitecore XM, this will replace the features and extend the features of the media library. So all the assets will live in DAM, and then you can use them in their XM solution. The next thing that the customer wants to then do, and this could be months or years later on, right? You could see it like a timeline. So they want to work and expand on their content strategy. They want to make sure that marketing has a central place for their content strategy, work across all different departments, and also maximize the value of their content. So Content Hub provides that integrated marketing-friendly solution for that unified content planning, production, collaboration, and also management. Now we have a single source of truth for all our content and all our assets in the organization. So the content is planned, written, and reviewed in CMP. It's published to XM to be used in the web channels. But CMP is also used to plan and write content for all other channels at this point. It's the full content strategy across different marketing departments. Now they want to extend to additional channels. So the customer really enjoyed their content strategy. They roll it out across the department for all these different channels. And now they want to expose it for multiple channels, right? Use this content written in the strategy directly in those different channels, both offline and online. And they want to do this also in a way that they create compelling experience to their customers across all the channels, because this is what customers expect of us to do today. So this is where Sitecore Experience Edge for Content Hub comes in. Sitecore Experience Edge again provides that SaaS delivery layer to publish content, exposing directly the content written in CMP with a content API based on an industry standard GraphQL. So this content can then be served and used directly on all channels. It's a delivery layer because it's SaaS, it's high performing, high scalable, and it will enable true omnichannel experience, reaching out to all different channels that you have there. And of course, ideally with a GraphQL API for Jamstack architecture based web experiences. The virtual assistant in this example and the native mobile app will directly pull the content from the edge. Boxever there is in the middle to provide that personalized and tracking of all the interactions and all the channels, providing this seamless and consistent experience to the consumers across all the channels. All right, so the customer has everything in place. They got their DAM content strategy. They're exposing to multiple channels. And the next step, of course, is adding commerce. They want to start selling stuff and add conversions to their web and mobile channel. And this is where Order Cloud comes in. The native mobile app and the website will be extended using this commerce functionality from 451's Order Cloud, headless cloud platform. It will deliver cloud-based, and again, of course, API first headless e-commerce architecture. With 451's Order Cloud, you have limitless options for customizations because it's all about the freedom. So there's endless freedom of growth for you to support your complete commerce strategy. It provides also Head Start, which is a tool set provided with customizable apps for a buyer, administration, and supplier experience. The last step here, that the customer now wants to have product catalog management in a marketing-friendly way for the business. And this is where they could use PCM to centralize and automate the management and maintenance of all the product data that feeds directly into Order Cloud. So here we now have an example of a Composable DXP, highlighting both how existing Sitecore products and acquired Sitecore products can work together today. But enough talking, right? Let's switch over to Rob to see this all in action.
Thanks, Peter. So let's dive right in. I'm going to show you today an awesome demo that's been built out by the demo team here at Sitecore. And it's going to show how some of these products that Peter was just talking about can actually work together today. And we're going to start off in Content Hub. And we're going to be using Content Hub's Product Catalog Management feature, also known as PCM. When you first load Content Hub up, you get this products menu at the top. And we're going to dive into the commerce catalogs first. In here you can see a few that are defined, but today we're going to be working with the Lighthouse Fitness catalog. Loading that up, you can see all the products that are listed within there. The next option in the menu is for product families, and this is where you can define your categories in the catalogs. You can see there's a lot of them listed here, but luckily you can use this faceting search on the left hand side to refine them by the Lighthouse Fitness catalog. And we can see there's a few here. Today we're going to be working with the cycling category. Once we load that up, you can see some pretty standard things like name, display, text. If you go to the products tab, you can also see all the products that are defined within this category itself. Of course, the imagery is being pulled out of Sitecore DAM. The last option in the menu is the product listing itself. Here you can see all of the products defined in PCM. Again though, you can use the faceted search on the left hand side to refine this list down. We're going to start by refining by Lighthouse Fitness, and then we're going to switch over to our cycling category. In here we can see all of the products that are defined for the cycling category. If we load one up, you can see the standard e-commerce features. Things like all of your textual data like name and description. Looking further down, we have things like our commercial data, so our pricing information, and things like packaging and specification data. If we go to our Assets tab, all of these assets are being pulled out of our Sitecore DAM, our digital asset management suite. So really what we have now is a single source of truth for all our product data, all being entered by our merchandisers straight into Content Hub's PCM product. But how can we start to leverage this in other systems? Well, the most logical one we can use next is to send this data over to Order Cloud. So let's do that. I'm going to switch over to Order Cloud now, and when you first create an account you get access to Order Cloud's portal, which is what you're looking at here. This allows you to send raw requests and configure your Order Cloud instance. First off, I'm going to check that I'm using the correct sandbox, which is a grouping of data in Order Cloud. I created one for the recent subcon event which we're going to use today. Next, we're going to make sure that we're using the API console. This allows you to craft raw requests to send over to Order Cloud. And you can see on the left there's a variety of requests, handling things like suppliers, orders, but today we're going to be dealing with catalog data. I'm going to load up the catalog request first. I'm just going to hit send. This is going to send a raw GET request to the API to list me all of the catalogs I have defined in my sandbox. And we can see my Lighthouse Fitness catalogs there. I'm going to copy that ID because we'll need it in a minute. We're going to jump over to categories now, and if you notice the middle pane here, it's where you can define fields to send in your request. And you'll see that some have an asterisk next to them, and this basically denotes that they are required fields. In this case, a catalog ID. If I try and send this request without populating that field, you see we get a validation error. So I'm going to paste that ID that I copied into there, we'll send it again, and now we can see all of the category data for our catalog. You can see we have 4 categories defined in there. So I'm going to collapse these down and we're just going to look for that cycling category that we've been working with. There it is, here we go. So we can see the data that we saw in PCM before, the text data listed. Next, we're going to load up our product data. I'm going to paste in the catalog ID again. We're going to copy our category ID and we're going to paste that into the category ID field and we'll send that request off. And this will give us a list of all the published products in that category. And you can see there's 10 that have been returned in total. Looking down at one of the product's details, again, this is the same data that we saw in PCM. You can see all the textual data like name and description. You can see our XP data, our extended properties, which is how you customize the model in Order Cloud, handling things like order numbers. And if you look further down below, you can see all the asset data as well. This is where all the imagery from the DAM's coming from. Remember before we'd assigned different images to our product? How that works when it gets over to Order Cloud is you get a direct URL to pull that image straight out of the DAM. And that's what you can see in the JSON objects here. Okay, so we've had our data in PCM and we've then moved it from PCM over into Order Cloud. That's pretty cool. How can we actually start to use it once it's in here though? Well, the logical thing to do next would be to build a headless experience to pull this data and make use of it. And that's what the demo team have done. I'm going to hop over to Lighthouse Fitness. This is a JSS application built to pull content from an XM instance and commerce data from the Order Cloud sandbox that you just saw. I'm going to start by loading up the shops page. And here we can see our 4 categories that we saw in Order Cloud previously. The text names there, and the imagery all being pulled out of Sitecore DAM. We're going to click and load up the cycling category, as this is the one we're going to be staying with today. And here we can see all of the products defined in there. Those 10 products we saw in that JSON objects in Order Cloud before. So I'm going to pick one of these and we'll go into the product detail page. And really what you're seeing here is standard e-commerce functionality. You've got your textual data being shown. You've got things like quantity and the ability to add it to a cart. Of course, the images you're seeing, they're the ones that are being pulled out of Sitecore DAM as well. So those URLs that were returned in the JSON before, they're being used to directly render this image into the app. Okay, so we've got data flowing from PCM into Order Cloud, and we've built a headless application pulling content from XM and commerce data from that Order Cloud instance. So that shows how the data could be displayed. But what's the actual data management process like? If I'm a merchandiser or a marketer, if I need to make changes to these products, what's the actual workflow for that? Well, let's give it a go. I'm going to start by hopping back over to PCM. And we're going to go straight into our category listing. And we're going to load up our cycling category. We're going to flip straight over to the product listing. And what you'll notice is there are some products which haven't gone through workflow yet. So their status is still under review. So what we're going to do is we're going to push one of those products through workflow. Let's choose this Serenity Silverstream helmet. We can load that up and we can see all of the same commerce features we saw before. Name, description, imagery. Luckily this has all been published for us, or populated for us ahead of time. As before, you can go to the Assets tab and we can see we have some assets coming out of the DAM. I'm happy with this. I want to push it live. I want to approve this product and have it appear on my site. So I'm going to hit the approve button up here. And you'll notice we get a notification in the bottom saying that's happened. And the workflow in the right-hand pane has been updated. We also got a new button in the header that's saying publish to Order Cloud. And that's how we can send this data over there. So let's click that. Once more, we see a notification in the bottom appearing, telling us that was successful. I think the next thing we need to do is go to Order Cloud and see whether it's there then. I'm just going to send this exact same request we used before. Before we had 10 products, I'm going to send the same catalog and category ID, and fingers crossed, we should now see 11 products returned in that JSON object. And there we go, we can see the count has increased. So let's collapse down this JSON array here and try and find our new products. I think it's probably going to be the last one in the list. And there we go, our Serenity Silverstream helmet. We can see its data's been returned there. So the last thing to do now is probably to go and test our JSS app. Let's see if that data is now being displayed there as well. I'm going to use the back button, hop back to the home page, and then we'll go back into the shop section. We'll click on our cycling category. And again, it should be last in a list, so let's just scroll down to the bottom. And there we have it, our Serenity Silverstream helmet. We can click on the product, load up its details page, and this is all the data that we saw in PCM before with the two different assets that were assigned to it, the two different images. So that, I think, is a fantastic demo. It shows we've got, content display and update pretty much nailed. The data flowing from Content Hub's PCM product through into Order Cloud, and then building a headless JSS experience, pulling content from XM and commerce data from Order Cloud. But Sitecore's always been about more than just displaying content. We've always been about building rich experiences. We've been about tracking interaction data on our experiences and then providing personalized experiences based on that tracked data. So, if we want to start tracking what interactions our users are making on these sites, how can we do that? Well, earlier on, Pieter talked about BoxEver, one of our recent acquisitions, which is a CDP, or a customer data platform. And this is what they do really well. And BoxEver has been integrated into this demo as well. So, let's see it in action. Let's start to track some data. First of all, I'm going to hop over to BoxEver itself. And the user I'm logged in as only has access to the CDP, the customer data. We're not dealing with creating web experiences. There's no data decisioning. We're not going to be doing personalization of the web app or anything here today. We're just going to be getting data into BoxEver. I'm going to load the guests first in this BoxEver instance. And the first thing I'm going to do is hop over to visitors who are anonymous users, because currently I'm browsing the site as an anonymous user. We can see one where the session started about 45 minutes ago, and that's the user I've been working with. And you can get some standard CDP data. You can see when I was on the site, the device I was using. You can also go to a timeline and see the different sessions I've had active. This is the one we were just using there, so you can see things like my browser data and the like. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to convert this user from an anonymous user into a known visitor. So let's hop back to the JSS app. I'm going to use the back button once more to return to the home page, and then I'm going to load up the register page. I'm going to enter some details. I already have an account under my name, so we'll just use the name Dave Jones for this. We'll enter an email address, and then I'll populate the other fields as well. After this, the app wants me to enter some sporting information, what sports I'm interested in. We're going to say that I like basketball, but I'm very much a beginner. It's not something I'm good at. But bowling, that's where I'm an expert. I'm a fantastic bowler. So we'll continue this. We get taken now back to the home page. Here you can see our names displayed now to show that we're a registered user. But I want to create some more data. Let's say I'm interested in picking up golf. So I'm going to go to this Chilliwack golf tournament, and I'm going to register for this event. I'm going to confirm that registration. And then we'll see the content changes a little. We get a countdown to the event instead of the register button, just showing that we're actually a part of it. So let's hop back over to BoxEver now and see how my user profile's changed in there. Okay, if we go back to the guest tab, straight away you can see Dave Jones is listed there. Before we click on that though, I just want to go back to those anonymous visitors. And you can see the anonymous visitor from 45 minutes ago is no longer there, because I've now been registered. I'm now a known user. Let's hop back to the customer panel and let's load up this Dave Jones account. And this is pretty similar data to what we saw before. We can see what devices I've been using, when I've been accessing the site. Looking at the timeline, we can also get details on the session that I was just active in. If we go and view that session, you can see the Chilliwack golf tournament that I registered for. You can see the registration event when I became a known visitor and I was no longer anonymous. You can also see all the different pages that I viewed, the home page, the shop page, and everything else. So now that we have all this rich interaction data in our CDP, this is when it enables things like decisions, enabling the next best choice. It enables us to create personalized web experiences, do A/B testing on different types of content displayed to the users. Really what I'm talking about here is BoxEver's bread and butter. So I really like that demo. These products only came into the Sitecore family a couple of months ago, But the fact we have them already communicating and talking with each other and being able to build experiences leveraging all of them really is a testament to how nice it is to work with this Composable DXP model and these API first type products. Now, I just want to finish up with a few slides now. Really, what myself and Pieter have been talking about here is the concept of optionality, and that is really what Sitecore is looking to offer moving forwards. There will be customers who want to jump on the SaaS train as fast as possible, using the latest and greatest headless technologies, and we're really looking forward to helping those customers achieve their goals. But we don't want our existing customers, or new customers who don't want to, or maybe can't adopt the Composable DXP yet, we don't want you to feel like you're being left behind. There is still a highly capable suite of Sitecore products here to enable those customers as well. It really is about Sitecore being available wherever our customers need us to be. So I just want to finish up here by talking about where we are today and where Sitecore is heading to from a Composable DXP standpoint. As you've seen already, you can take these standalone products and construct a headless DXP today. It'll be a best of breed solution assembled by direct API integration, but obviously we don't want to stop here. Our next aim is to work on the integration between these products. We 100% want them to remain as standalone, individually sellable products. But for customers who do choose multiple products when building their Composable DXP, we want to ensure that the integration between those products comes as standard. And what's the final aim here? Where does Sitecore want to get to? Well, we're aiming pretty high. We want to be the leading cloud DXP. Again, all products individually sellable with a unified user interface and API across the product suite. We want to ensure that when users are building these Composable DXPs, it becomes a natural first choice for multiple Sitecore products to be chosen as part of that. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow the Learn Sitecore hashtag for future videos.